What up, what up? It's Gavin from MLS Now, and today we're looking at the 2025 CONCACAF Champions Cup draw that happened earlier today. So, gonna just pull up an article. Y'all know the gist at this point, but before we get into it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. We're ramping up the content on YouTube. Y'all know the drill. Make sure to also turn on the notifications so you see when we post content. Again, y'all know the drill. All right, let's pull up this article. We'll look at the draw. We'll get out of here pretty quickly. Okay, MLS soccer staff wrote this one, so not Jonathan Seagal. I feel like we saw a couple of his pretty back-to-back. Okay, 2025 CONCACAF Champions Cup field is set to Tuesday's draw. 8 of the 10 MLS clubs who qualified learned their round 1 opponents, while Columbus and LA Galaxy each received a bye to the round of 16. So here's the round 1 matchups. We'll see them in the bracket here in a second, and then we're not going to go through all of that either. Look at the draw in a second, but just wanted to quickly look at the schedule. Tournament features 2-legged matchups in the first 4 rounds. So round 1 is first week of February, or 18th to 20th, 11 to 13. Wait, hold on. What? Yo, am I reading that wrong? I've got this blown up, right? February 4th to 6th is week 1. 18th to 20th is week 2. This must be March 11th to 13th, week 3, and March 25th to 27th, week 4. Maybe that's what it is. That just feels out of order. No, it's February. Okay, so they just got it way out of order. Okay, I think they got it wrong. But anyways, February is when round 1 is happening, is the gist of that. Round of 16 is in March. Quarterfinals is in April. Semifinals is in April. And the final is in June 1st. Okay, so good chunk of the season per usual. This goes into how they qualified. I'm not going to go through all that. Okay, so let's look at the draw. Matchups are set. I've got it blown up here so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. I'm definitely going to be looking at our MLS clubs for the most part, but, we'll make our prediction here too. For some of these other games as well. So, okay, LAFC Colorado, I think that's an enticing one. I think over the 2 legs, it could go a little bit back and forth, especially early in the season away to Colorado for LAFC. Obviously in the high altitude, they're not going to be at full match fitness. That one's going to be an interesting one. If I'm Colorado, I think I want to have the away leg the second leg. So get through that first leg and keep it tight, like a 0-0. Even if you lose 1-0, you're kind of okay with it, I think. And then in the second leg, really try to take advantage of the fact that you're practicing in the altitude, and LAFC are going to struggle with that, and try to get through them that way, I think. And of course, Colorado aren't necessarily a terrible team, so it's a good matchup either way. So excited for that one. Miami and SKC next, though, in the next game down. I mean, a lot of MLS clubs in this top left quadrant. And you have to say Miami have got to be the favorites here, right? They've got to be the favorites. I think SKC made it in because of US Open Cup, making the final. Finalists, yeah. So they're in the Champions Cup. I think they're going to lose. I think that's going to be pretty shocking to see SKC beat Miami, which obviously we saw Atlanta beat Miami recently in a knockout competition over a couple leg series, or, best of 3, I guess. And that was obviously a shock, but I don't see it happening again. Winner goes against, I'm sorry, I don't know that team, so I guess I'll have to look at it. Cavalier, okay, who have caused MLS clubs in the issues in the past, I believe. And obviously a winner of LAFC versus Colorado face Columbus. So either way, I think we have a good matchup there. A lot of people are going to be wanting LAFC versus Columbus because that's always a fun game to watch. And Columbus seemed to do pretty good against them recently. So it'll be interesting to see. In this one, I think we're all expecting Miami versus Cavalier. With that being said, this does guarantee MLS a place in the quarterfinals of Champions Cup, which is never a bad thing. We obviously are now more consistently making finals and semifinals, but to have a team, guaranteed to get that far. Now, if we were a little bit more spread out, maybe we have more opportunity to have a couple more teams to make it further, maybe 2 or 3 teams in the semifinals even, but we'll see. It's going to be a little bit more of a battle for some of these other teams. Monterrey, and I think that's Forge FC from Canada. I think we know who's going to go through there. I think it's going to be Monterrey. And then Vancouver versus, I think that's Saprissa. And I think it's going to be a good matchup. I don't think that's a clear win for either team. So I think that one's one to keep an eye on as an exciting matchup. Vancouver, I think, got in because of maybe I should have read through it. Look, I was right there. Yeah, Canadian Championship. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, so should be going. And then Pumas versus Cavalry. I think the expectation is Pumas will get through there. And I'm not sure who that logo is. But Pumas are obviously always favorites to get through into at least the quarterfinal stages of the competition. So on this side of the bracket, looking at who could really go far, I think on this bottom left, you're looking at Monterrey, maybe Saprissa for a surprise run, or Pumas, really. I think those are the 3 teams that you're really looking at. The top, obviously Miami, LAFC, Columbus are your favorites to make it, to the semifinals, I think. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this shapes up. But this side of the bracket is looking a whole lot of fun. Top right, we've got Club America versus, not sure that team, but sorry, that's not Club America. That's Chivas. This is Club America. Club America plays the winner of Chivas versus whoever that team is. I'm not sure, really. I don't have much to say on that. But either way, I think Club America would be favorites to get to the quarterfinals. We got Cruz Azul, and again, I'm not sure who that team is. And then Seattle versus... is that a team from Honduras? Can I zoom in here? No, I can't. It's not letting me. Okay. Yeah, honestly not sure. You know what? It's Seattle. They'll be here. Somewhere they'll be in here. Antigua, Guatemala. Okay. And they were next best in the Supporter Shield. So, man, Seattle have a busy season. They have CONCACAF Champions Cup. Now, they're not expected to make the final, but if they were to make it to the final, they would be going until June. And then they would have Club World Cup next season, all while playing MLS as well. I don't know if they'd be an Open Cup, probably not. I don't know all the rules there yet. But that would be a really, really long season for Seattle, and they would really have to stack up the players. So something to keep an eye on there. How long do they stay in Champions Cup? And then how long do they stay in Club World Cup as well? Tigres, whoever they're playing, they're favorites to go through. And then Cincinnati, and I think that's Motagua. I really can't see the picture. So where's Cincinnati here? At the bottom. Cincy. There they are. Yeah, FC Motagua in Honduras. So that's the Honduran team. And they were next best in Supporter Shield. So you have to expect Cincinnati to get through that, but then they have a... Well, I guess you don't have to expect... I think Motagua's caused problems in the past, and obviously away to these teams in like Honduras or Jamaica or whatnot, it's always a struggle. Costa Rica is another one. Always a struggle. And so I do think that one could be like an upset alert. Sorry, Russell, for saying that. That one could be an upset alert. So I'm not going to say Cincinnati are obviously going to win that. I think they're the favorites, though. But you never know. You never know with some of these early games. And then RSL play again. I've seen that badge before. I know I have. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. Let's find RSL. Herediano. That's right. Herediano. I've definitely seen that before. And they were, again, next best in Supporter Shield. Again, not favorite, or RSL are probably favorites, but it's not a slam dunk that they get through. They definitely have some work to do. Then they face, obviously, our MLS Cup champions, LA Galaxy, in the next round. So, doing what I did on the left side of the bracket. On the right side, I think you're looking at Club America to get to the semifinals here, really. Club America or Cruz Azul. And then, I'm sorry, I don't see Seattle making it through all of that. That would be a pretty good run. And then in the bottom right, I could see Galaxy going on a run here and getting to the semis. And man, would that be a tasty semi. Club America versus LA Galaxy, or Cruz Azul versus LA Galaxy. I really think this is LA Galaxy. They should be the favorites to get out of this bottom right of the bracket. They do have Tigres to get through unless MC Cincinnati gets through and, upsets them there. But I think LA Galaxy could be looking at a run here. The hardest part will be, of course, they are without Ricky Puig, which is a big bummer. Big bummer. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the draw? Who do you think got the best luck in order to get the furthest? I think across the board there's a lot of good teams, and there's going to be difficult matches throughout. If I had to pick who I think got the best luck per se, I do think Miami got the best luck. Not shocking at all. But to get SKC in the first round, that should be a comfortable win for Miami. Which they, again, similar to Seattle, I didn't even think of that. If they go far in this competition, then they have Club World Cup, but that's another really long season for them as well. So Seattle and Miami, we got to keep an eye on that. But then Cavalier in the next round, not saying they're pushovers, but I think Miami is rubbing their hands, feeling pretty good. So that'd be my take, but would love you guys to drop your takes down below in the comments, and we'll definitely have a quick chat about that in the comments. So yeah, CONCACAF Champions Cup's always fun, and we will be watching it next season in February, coming up really quick. So yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe. We're ramping up the content. Y'all know the drill. At MLS Now Podcast, you see everything down below me here. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this. Hope you're doing well, and we'll see you next time.